everyone. Welcome back to Conversations with Nia. It's been a moment. It's been a while since I recorded. It's been a while since I had a guest in studio. So I am so happy to be doing this again. As you all know, I love having conversations that matter. And I told you a little bit at my last recording that right now we're shifting to more Christ centered, Christian centered conversations. And so as we're back again, today I have a very special guest in studio. She is amazing. She is the definition of a powerhouse. We met on social media, Instagram to be very precise. We met on Instagram, and I moved to her city, and I'm like, girl, we gonna have to hang out. And just a little behind the scene, setting up was not easy for me, but she just came through and set up with me and has been such a champ. So it's just such a blessing to have really good people in your corner. So everyone join me in welcoming the amazing, the legendary, the beautiful, the sophisticated, the powerful Ixtel!
Nia. Nia.
Girl,
All right.
don't be modest. You know
So I
you're
have
good.
all this cheesing. How am I supposed to speak? How am I even supposed to say anything? Look at my cheeks. I'm blushing.
Listen, we are adjusting as we go. So we be just adjusting your face, your
Yeah.
smile as we go.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the
yeah,
day, we're
yeah,
trying to make this
yeah.
work.
All right.
Excel,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm good, Nia. I'm excited. I'm thankful to be
Good,
here.
good.
We bounce off of each other with the
Then it-
encouragement. You know, you have a very unique way of making people feel so comfortable. I'm comfortable,
Oh, that's
and
good.
thank you.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah.
And thank you for being my first guest coming back.
Sure.
As I mentioned, moving to a new city is not easy. I'm just trying to like find my bearing and
Yeah.
just newly married as well.
Congratulations.
So I'm just trying to just like find myself again and my
Yeah.
balance. And so you being the first guest here means a lot. We don't have a lot of time. We have to get right into the recording. So Ixtel, when I heard your story, I went to Nalbo event, right? Is it Nalsbo or Nalbo?
Nabo.
Nabo. And I heard your story and how you worked for Facebook Meta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got laid off and then you started your own law firm.
Right.
And now you're making banks.
Right.
And not just even that, you're also a powerful woman of God.
Yeah.
When I heard that story, I was like, because I know you, but I don't know you to that extent. Like we've never really had a deep conversation
Yeah.
about who you are. So to hearing that about you just made me go, wow, this is inspirational. I have to have a conversation with her. So tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, and where you're from. Because
Yeah.
you're not Nigerian.
No, I'm not.
You're not American either, but you're American,
Yeah.
of course, by naturalization.
Right.
And tell us what you do very briefly, and also like how you transition from Matter to starting your own law firm.
My name is Extel Mba Acha Dopgima. I'm originally from Cameroon. Lived in the U.S. for over, I think I've lost count. It's about 13 years now. I run my own law firm, managing attorney for Extel Law Group. A lawyer licensed in New York, in DC, in Texas. I'm also licensed in Cameroon.
Oh, wow.
I'm married. I have 2 kids. We're running a business in Cameroon, and different things that I do in the community. Community work is something that I enjoy doing, bringing people together. I'm an African enthusiast. That means I believe that Africa is rising. I see the cup half full. And so I have a very positive outlook to life. Think positive, and positive things will happen to you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you. African enthusiast. I too share that same sentiment. You know me, I'm all about the diaspora. And I still am, but it's just
Yeah.
right now I'm a little more focused on just my relationship with God, right? And how He's led me through so many pits and so many craziness. And of course, I still love the continent, and I'm for the continent. The
Yeah.
continent is gonna rise and become like its fullest potential, I believe. So tell us about how you transitioned from working for Facebook Matter to becoming your own person and having your own law firm.
That was not an easy transition, I look back today and I see the hand of God.
Hey,
But the transition was nothing easy. There was nothing easy about the transition. So let me just take you back a little bit. Okay. So I studied law, and my undergraduate was a degree in law.
Okay.
And then I went to South Korea for law school.
Oh,
So my trajectory is very different from, I get this all the time.
yeah.
Korea, but it was a US Christian law school in Korea. Okay. The future did not quite look as clear. But I remember in my last year of law school, I had made up my mind that I was going to take the New York bar, even though nobody else in my school had taken the bar, let alone pass it. But I knew what I saw. I was convinced of what I read, that I was
Interesting.
eligible. And so I was very adamant with my parents. I need this document, this. I'm going to take the bar. Long story short, took the bar, passed it. But now, getting into the workforce, I have a foreign degree. It's not as it is today, where you have people and there's an awareness that there are people from different parts of the world in the
Yes.
US who have an equally good, great education as what's in the US. So I got into the workforce not as a lawyer, but as a compliance legal support staff. So I worked in that role for close to, 10 years. Something had happened at my last job prior to Meta. I'm just laying the foundation to tell you how the transition from Meta, Facebook, to my law firm was packed with so much weight that made it so difficult. Okay. So 10 years I've worked in a legal support role, and then finally I get my first attorney title role in
Wow.
Meta.
Wow.
Okay. So I am lead counsel for privacy compliance at Meta. Big deal. Big deal in title, big deal in money, big deal. In fact, I felt like it was all
You've
over my
arrived.
forehead.
How
Yes.
Africans say you have arrived.
Yes. Like I remember just walking into a room and feeling like this is the lead counsel
Yeah.
of privacy compliance, y'all. Who can bid this? It was a big deal for my family, for myself. I gave a testimony in church. I
Wow.
sowed a huge seed. In fact, my first month
Really?
salary, all of that was given as a Thanksgiving seed to God.
Wow.
So 8 months, or was it 7 months into the job, I get that letter that I was one of those that were terminated.
8 months.
8 months. 8 months. I mean, that's after I have made a whole spectacle of this testimony. And
He.
here I am just telling God, make this make sense.
Hmm.
How would you let me testify? How would you let me
This
go
is a
out there
word.
to the world and tell them that you have done this? And 8 months, 7 months into it, I lost it. Then the whole world is going to just say, well, she was never qualified for it in the
Hey.
first place. It was like God had put food in my mouth, and right before I could swallow after chewing, He took it out. It's like He pulled the rug from beneath me,
Hey.
and I was ridden with a lot of shame. A lot of shame. So, we were the first batch of 11,000 people that had gotten laid off. Okay? Layoffs were happening all around the US, but Meta was one of the very first companies to lay people off. And I said to myself, well, not a big deal. I have Meta on my resume.
Yes.
Before Meta, I had worked with several other huge companies.
Okay.
So all of that with Meta, I was going to find another job, or so I thought, easily.
Yes.
So the transition did not start from me saying, well, I lost my job. I'm going into my own law firm right now. It started off with me applying for different roles
Okay.
and not being able to get those jobs. I'll interview up to maybe third round, fourth round, and I'll just get a denial. But then I was reminded that I had told God, or I had made a promise to myself, that Meta was going to be the last role I would do as an employee. I kept on saying, just give me one official attorney title role, and after that, I'm done. I'm going to do my own thing. But see, when that time came, I wasn't ready. It's very easy for us to say, We say we want something, we want growth, but then growth comes in a way and a form that does not look like the growth that you pray for.
Hey.
Okay. So I started applying for roles, big banks, big companies,
Nothing
Netflix,
came through.
CNN, nothing. And I was like, what's going on? My resume is pretty solid. What's happening? The first thing that challenged and pushed me was to do what I had told myself it wasn't possible. That's the first thing. I wasn't licensed in Texas at that time. I was licensed in New York and I was licensed in Washington, D.C.
And you live in Texas.
And I live in Texas. But I had always seen the Texas attorney license as something that was unattainable
Oh, wow.
for me. But being pushed into that corner, coupled up with the shame and the embarrassment of me now being laid off from a job I had testified, I was pushed to say, I'm going to challenge what I think is impossible in my life. And so I applied for the Texas license again, meaning I had applied before.
So and you didn't get approved
And I
the
didn't
first
get
time, so you
approved.
applied again.
And I applied again. And this time around, I got it. Okay. So I then realized now, in hindsight, 2020, right? I'm looking back and I'm seeing that it was God's plan all along for me never to have gotten a job. All those jobs I applied for, none of them came through. I remember being so angry with an HR. I had to write to them like, what do you think you think you are? How would you interview me? I sit in front of a computer and I tell you about myself and you don't even have the courtesy to tell me
You're not moving forward.
that you're not moving forward with me. Nia, I'm telling you today, not being able to get a job and being fired from Facebook was God's intervention in my life.
Ah.
It felt in the moment like the rug was taken off my feet, pulled. But that was God preparing me for today, 2025. And the law office that I have now, the practice that I'm in, the revenue that I have, the freedom that I have, the impact that I have created. So I thank God because He is all knowing.
Hey.
And in Him,
Yes, He
there
is.
is no shame.
There is no shame.
The path of a righteous man burns brighter and brighter. In the moment, it may feel like it's darkness. But if you trust God, if you only would trust God, He will be able to show you that it was eventually for your good.
How you gonna make me cry? I have this makeup on. How you gonna make me cry, Estelle? So very quickly, how did you then start yours? So you went through this
Yes.
process. You were denied and rejected after applying to all these jobs in big companies.
Yeah.
You were frustrated with the HR representative for one of the companies.
Yes.
Then what was the shift? How did you then decide, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing
Right.
and to become and
Right.
where you are and what you are right now?
I mean, I was tired. I was tired of, going through the interview process.
Okay.
Sitting in front of a computer and telling people about my story and then not getting anything out of it. So my first approach was to say, well, I'm going to go for contract roles.
Okay.
Because with contract roles, they will not interview as rigorously as
Yes.
for full-time,
Yes, that's known.
W-2 position. So I'll go
Yeah.
for 1099s. And then I spoke with a lawyer that my brother connected me with.
Okay.
Because everybody was my family, my siblings,
Okay.
my husband were all just trying to figure out, what's
What's the
the
next
way
step?
for me. I got a
That's
severance
beautiful.
check from Meta, but the severance check was running out.
It's going out.
What am I going to do? Anyway, so this lawyer my brother linked me up with told me, all right, this is what you're going to do. Just laid it out for me and then said, do it right. Create a bank account, create the necessary accounts that you need as a lawyer, and start out. And I asked him a question. What's a good month like for you? He said an okay month was like 40,000.
A month.
Yes. I was like, really?
Sign me up. In this
I was
economy,
like, really?
sign me up.
So he encouraged me, told me to do it right, and then he also told me, don't close up before 3 years is up. in the next 3 years, you may not break even, but if you close up before 3 years, you would never really know. So stay the course. Don't fold in less than 3 years. So I went and I took a course because I really wanted the knowledge, because I was going into personal injury as one of the main areas that I wanted to, get off the ground.
Thanks for saying that. I was going to ask you what's your focus,
Right.
your specialty.
So
Okay.
I did quite a lot,
Okay.
right? Because again, I wasn't really sure what was my area, but I started with personal injury. And I remember not having much money to pay for that course. The course was $5,000. Okay. So I paid for that, did the course, got the knowledge, because knowledge empowers confidence. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You need knowledge in order for you to be confident in what you're doing.
Yes.
So I did that, and then got my first case, worked on it. The rest is history. Anything that required a lawyer, and I mean anything, I signed up for it because I was trying to find out
Your
what
niche.
is my area. Yes, what's my niche? You know, but whatever it was, I would apply myself to knowledge. I would learn, and then I will serve. I would give discounted prices, because I was learning as I was going. Some of the things I knew, because at this point in time, I've been a lawyer for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So then I just wanted to make sure that I understood my systems,
Yes.
what I needed to do, and then skill.
So as of today, right now, what is your specialty? What's your focus?
So what I do is mediation,
Okay.
consumer dispute resolution.
Oh, wow.
For those that have disputes with maybe a contractor who has come over to your house, you've paid them, and they don't want to, or have done a subpar work. You come to us, we'll write demand letters, we'll try to recover, we negotiate on your behalf. Everything that will keep you out of court but still resolve your issue.
You focus on.
Yeah, we do that.
That's beautiful.
I also do, it's called No Surprises Act.
Okay.
There's a new law, really briefly, I'm not going to bore you with
No, you're
the
good.
technology. So a new law was passed in 2022 that prevented or prevents health professionals, health providers from billing individuals whom they served but were not in network with that individual's insurance. So the new law prohibits providers from billing the individuals, but they can go back to the insurance company and try to reach a resolution on what amount needs to be paid them. They've provided the service already,
Okay.
but they're not in network with the insurance. So insurance is offering them a very low amount. So those come to arbitration. And I'm an arbiter for a lot of different dispute resolution entities,
Okay.
and we decide what amount is fair based on the circumstance.
Wonderful.
So that's a majority of what I do. I do some immigration because I'm an immigrant and it's my community. And people know that, I have pretty good results. I'm just trying to be modest
Hey!
there.
We love the modesty. That's good.
I mean, I pride myself with it because I put my heart
In
into the
it.
work that I do. I'm an immigrant, so if a person comes to me with a situation, I understand deeply what it is. It's
Yes.
not the money as much as it is the result for
The
me.
result.
So I do a little bit of that too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to ask you lots of questions, but I know we don't have a lot of time. We have to go. But if you could just very, very quickly, one sentence, what is
Yes.
one advice you give people? It could be something
Yes.
Christ centered, it could be something you've learned every day. What is just one thing you want to leave people with as they just go and watch the show and close out? What is that one thing you want to leave us with?
So I'll talk about Christ-centered because I know your show is about that. You're seeking to encourage people in their walk with God. But we'll have to schedule another session so that
I was going to say, can we do part two? Because I have a lot more questions to ask you, but go on. I'm
so
listening.
I can talk about business and I can talk about
Yes.
leadership because there's quite a lot I've learned from being a business owner that I can share. But from a Christ-centered perspective, this is one thing that over the couple of months I'm learning. The gospel really is the gospel. But if your understanding of the gospel is coated with fear and condemnation, it's not the gospel. The gospel means the good news. It means the ability to come before God without fear, without guilt, without condemnation. Because let's think about it. Why did Adam and Eve run away when God was in the garden? It was the consciousness of their nakedness that made them say, I would rather hide instead of coming to the one who understood them. So God said, I will make it differently this time. I will send one, Christ, on the earth, who will be one who understands what it means to be a human being, yet without sin, so that you may approach his throne of grace and mercy at any time. Amen. To obtain grace and mercy for yourself in your time of need. But here is where a lot of us have fallen. We're trying to live upright even before a God who understands that in our frailty, we cannot really please him. Our ability to please God is our belief in Christ. But the church preaches a message of condemnation. They have taken the stance of the Pharisee. If you don't pray 1 hour, you're not Christian enough. If you don't speak in tongues, you're not Christian enough. If you don't give tithe, you're not Christian enough. Conditions that exclude people from the presence of God. The door and the way to God has been made open by Christ. Here's my encouragement. God loves you. There is nothing you can do or say or be that will cause God to love you any less. If you knew that, you will come to him irrespective of what you are fighting, because he is aware of your humanity much more than yourself. That's why Christ came. I want us as Christians to live a life that is free of the guilt, of the performance Christianity. You want to pray long. You want to show people that you love God. At the end of the day, do you have a relationship with God? Or are you playing around so people can see? God loves you. Let that be your encouragement.
Oh, I love it. Pastor Excel.
No.
I love it. Thank you. So, like she said, she can talk about business, about leadership, and even I want to touch about your family, because you come from a very prestigious family.
Do I?
Yes, you do. I know. I see you on LinkedIn. Don't act like you don't. So there's so much to touch about. You promise you're going to come back, and we're going to start on time, and we're going to do everything well. The studio is amazing. We're going to use it again. Excel, thank you so much for being a pleasure. Thank you for joining us here at Conversations with Nia. I love you so much. Just knowing so much about you, and it's been such a pleasure. Everyone, thank you again for watching our first episode back. I'm so excited. I know that God is going to move in a huge way, in a massive way. Key into what my sister Excel has said today, and continue to follow Christ, not in a performative way, but in a way that just shows your genuinity. Because at the end of the day, God is looking for holiness, for purity, and for the posture of your heart. So thank you so much for watching. We're going to do more. Stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.